Hi, I'm Meg. Welcome to plantfitmeg. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about weight loss red flags and diet red flags and things to avoid when you are embarking on a weight loss journey. I'm all about health, so for me, the quick fixes, the temporary diets, the super extreme things are just not worth doing. Weight loss for the sake of weight loss alone is just not worthwhile for me. It's pointless. I think weight loss should be a side effect or a byproduct of making healthy changes to your diet and lifestyle. Your health will always be more important than weight loss or weight gain. So I wanted to share some red flags, things to avoid when you're seeking a weight loss program or trying to find methods that will work for you for your health and weight loss efforts. So let's get right into it. I'll start off with more obvious sort of red flags, and I'm going to clump these all into one sort of point here. And those things are things like weight loss teas, diet pills, waist trainers, really extremely low calorie, super duper low calorie diets like grapefruit diets and the lemon water and cayenne pepper diet, cabbage soup diets, tapeworms. Can you believe that people sometimes swallow tapeworms in an effort to lose weight? Wild. Absolutely wild. So all of those things are either more extreme or they're things that just haven't been proven to be effective for weight loss, particularly when you're looking at it from a health perspective and a long-term healthy lifestyle. So if it seems too good to be true, or if it seems like something that is extremely restrictive and just wildly low calorie and will not give you the energy to live your life and do the things you want to do, it's a no-go, massive red flag, avoid at all costs. I'm also going to be sharing some unpopular opinions in this video that may or may not resonate with you. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'd be curious to see if you agree with my perspective or if you have a different take. So let me know for sure. The next red flag is the everyone should follow insert diet to achieve optimal health and weight loss. And some will say eat a vegan diet. Some will say eat a raw diet. Some will say, eat exclusively whole food plant-based. Side note, I am a huge fan, huge advocate of a whole food plant-based diet. However, when it's taken to the extreme and it is said in a way that everyone must be 100%, I don't think that that's helpful long term. I think that eating a whole food plant-based diet is optimal. I think it is ideal. However, if you cannot or are not able to or not willing to go 100%, I still think you can get a lot of benefit by going as much in that direction as possible. With a vegan diet, that can be anything that just excludes animal products. So a vegan diet describes a diet that eliminates animal products. It tells you what they do not consume, but it doesn't say anything about what they are eating. So that could be really healthful whole plant foods. It could be really junky, lots of more processed, higher calorie dense foods, or it could be a mix of all that. It can be all along the spectrum. So just switching to a vegan diet won't guarantee weight loss. You might lose weight, you might gain weight, depends where you're coming from and what you've been doing historically. All of this is quite individual and there are individual differences. It's a red flag when the statement is made that everyone should eat 100% one certain specific way 100% of the time. I think this kind of mentality sets up a lot of people for failure because they're having this all or nothing approach where it's 100% or just not even paying attention to it anymore. So I think if we're making progress and making changes that are in the direction of eating more plants and living a healthier lifestyle, then we're making steps in the right direction of being healthy, coming to an ideal weight, and being our healthiest selves. For the record, personally, a mostly whole food plant-based diet works well for me, for my health, and for my weight maintenance, and for my goals. And I encourage you to find what works well for you. Another red flag has to do with exercise and movement. If someone says that you must do X exercise, insert exercise, in order to lose weight, be it, 10,000 steps a day or X number of time in the gym, workouts in the gym, etc. If it's you must do this every single week, every single day, whatever it is, that's a big red flag too. I think your diet and your lifestyle needs to fit into your schedule and your lifestyle and your overall life, right? Rather than trying to jam what someone thinks is ideal or optimal into your lifestyle when you can't even fit it in, or it just doesn't work from where you're starting from. If you're working a desk job, for example, and you're only doing 2,000 steps a day, and then your goal all of a sudden is to do 10,000 and you must meet that 10,000 threshold every day, that's going to be difficult to achieve. And I'm not saying it's impossible or that it's bad to go for it, but I'm just saying that the emphasis on needing to do it or having it be essential to your progress and your success isn't true. There are different ways to move your body. There are different ways to incorporate movement into your life in ways that you enjoy, ways that are fun, ways that don't feel like exercise so much. Sometimes things like parking your car further away, or if you can walk to a destination rather than taking the bus or driving. There are so many different ways. There's so many different activities that you can partake in. And some people love movement and love moving their body, and some people don't. And so I think to come up with a plan that addresses where you're starting from and where you might want to build up to and what you're interested in doing and how much time you have and all these other factors is really important. For the record, I do think movement and exercise are extremely important for your overall health. You will hear different perspectives in the plant-based community in general about whether exercise is recommended or not for weight loss. And I think overall, it's a good thing. But again, this needs to be individualized to you and what works well for you. Perhaps you have a chronic illness and you can't move your body in the same way that someone who doesn't have a chronic illness can. I've been there, I know what that's like. And so adapting to your own needs and making it work for you is really important in being the healthiest you can be and doing what you can as you can to get to your goals. The next red flag to watch out for is if someone guarantees you that if you follow their plan, that you will lose X amount of weight in X amount of time. With this one, there is a bit of gray area here and a bit of nuance. So let me get into it. It is possible that if someone is looking at you individually and personally and creating a tailor-made plan for you, and they've been doing this for a while and that's their area of expertise, they might be able to give you sort of a ballpark of you're likely to use X amount of weight if you follow this plan. However, the reason I say that it's a red flag is because you have to consider how you're getting to that outcome. What is the progression that you have to take? What are the steps you have to take in order to achieve that intended weight loss goal? As I said, if you're working with someone on an individual basis and this is their area of expertise and they're doing it in a way that is reasonable and makes sense to you, then it could be a good fit. However, a lot of times the way that this will be achieved and the way that people can make these guarantees is that they're having you follow a really strict, really rigid, extreme kind of a plan that is very low calorie and that expects perfect adherence without any wiggle room, follow the plan to a T, 100% in order to be successful. The other issue with this can be what happens after that time period and after that initial plan is done. So whether it's a meal plan or an exercise plan or both, is it adaptable beyond working with that program? Are you able to continue it on your own? Is it reasonable to continue to do it and have a little bit more flexibility perhaps in certain ways? When your birthday comes along, can you have a piece of cake and things like this, right? So I think there's a certain amount of balance to be had. And if you're doing something short term just in order to kind of get kick-started and you're feeling really motivated and excited, it can be a starting point. But I think the danger can come in when there's no real follow-up of beyond that. And if the program itself was set up originally as very restrictive and very rigid, and you must do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and it's not reasonable and sustainable in the long term, that's where issues can come in. Another red flag to watch out for and another claim to pay attention to is the eat this particular food or drink this particular drink or juice or take this particular supplement and guaranteed weight loss, easy, good to go, and that's all you need to do. There's no magic superfood or super supplement or juice or drink that will automatically create weight loss. Weight loss is created through a caloric deficit, and there are certain things that you can include in your diet that can be helpful as tweaks to your diet to enhance weight loss. Let me know if you want a full video about that. I could go over Dr. Greger's 21 tweaks in How Not to Diet if you want a breakdown of some enhancements. But that's just it. Those things, those recommendations are science and evidence-based enhancements. So you must already be consuming a whole food plant-based diet or a dietary plan that puts you into a caloric deficit. And then those little tweaks can just be a little boost or a little enhancement. I'm talking about the red flag that is specific to eat this magic superfood, drink this magic drink, take this wonderful, rare, lovely supplement, and you'll experience weight loss regardless of what you're eating or how you're exercising or what else is going on in your life. Massive red flag, avoid. Again, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Another thing to watch out for is kind of the tough love approach and you have to suffer to get what you want, and you're going to be hungry all the time. You're just going to be hungry, and that's just part of weight loss, and that's what you have to do in order to make progress and get where you want to go. This is not true. This does not have to be the case. If you're a very specific type of human, if you're a bodybuilder, for example, or an athlete of some kind, where you need to lean out in specific ways for your sport, then that is a different story. You're going to be hungry for certain amounts of your prep, and that's just part of your sport and part of what you sacrifice and part of what you do for your athletics and for your sport and your profession, if that's what you choose to do. But generally, for most people, we absolutely do not need to be hungry as we are losing weight. There are so many ways to feel full and satisfied and enjoy our meals and not feel like it's a misery or feel like we're missing out, and make wonderful progress on our weight loss without feeling deprived or restricted. A couple of quick tips here for that, if that's something that you struggle with hunger, is drinking more water. Sometimes just being more hydrated can make you feel a little more satiated. Starting your meals off with some raw veggies or a veggie soup or a salad before you eat sort of your main meal. that can be helpful too. You're not getting a ton of added calories, but you're getting some more bulk, and that'll help with satiation. Sometimes bumping up your meals with more whole grains or beans can be helpful too. If you're eating a lot of vegetables, non-starchy veggies, or a lot of raw vegetables, sometimes amping things up with some starchy veggies, whole grains, and beans can be really helpful to create more satiety and avoid those hunger pangs. And you're still eating foods that are really healthy, really nourishing, and really filling and satisfying. And it's not likely that those foods will hinder your weight loss efforts either, because the caloric density of those foods is relatively low. Another point here about being hungry is sometimes liquid calories can really sneak up on you and really add up. So being mindful of that, having a liquid drink, having a fancy coffee or something like that can be 100, 200 plus calories depending on what you're having. And it's not about never having that special coffee or that sweet treat or special item. It's just about creating balance where, for the most part, overall, when you zoom out and look at your overall dietary pattern, it is one that is mostly health promoting, whole plant foods, lightly processed, minimally processed, or not processed foods. If a new fad or a fancy new diet comes out, be wary, be cautious, look into it if you're curious. Do your best to follow evidence-based information about health and weight loss. And I know that can be difficult sometimes because there are so many doctors out there, so many nutritionists, dietitians, coaches, different people saying different things that are conflicting sometimes. So you really need to do your own due diligence and seek out professionals and seek out people and information that you really trust and that will enhance your health and encourage weight loss at the same time. So here are a few book recommendations if you are a reader and you're looking for some evidence-based information that might be helpful for an overall healthy diet and healthy lifestyle. The first one I have here is The Proof is in the Plants by Simon Hill. If you are not into reading as much necessarily, you could go ahead and listen to Simon Hill's The Proof podcast, which is wonderful, and get some information there, or check out his website. Very thorough, lots of information there. So check that out. Another book I highly recommend is Undo It by Dr. Ornish and his wife Anne. Again, a holistic approach. It's not just about the food, it's not just about the movement or exercise, but it is all the things. As it says on the front cover here. Eat well, move more, stress less, love more. I couldn't have said it better myself. Highly, highly recommend. Another book I recommend is How Not to Die by Dr. Michael Greger. He also wrote the book How Not to Diet, so you could check that out as well for some more tips and information. Again, if you're not into reading particularly, or this seems intimidating because it's thick, I will let you know that there's a lot of references in the back, so it's not all the book, but you could also check out nutritionfacts.org or the Nutrition Facts podcast. And there's information there as well. I will also leave other professionals that I trust and that you could look into and see if you trust and if you identify with, and that you can follow what their guidance is and get some health and weight loss tips that are really helpful to you and useful to you, and that are evidence-based and that are reasonable and doable. So watch out for extreme and bogus claims. Watch out for things that are super duper low calorie or super duper restrictive, or say that you must do X, Y, Z in order to make progress and be successful. Weight loss isn't easy, and it can take time to find a plan and find a program that sort of fits and works well for you. If you're looking for some more guidance, support, and accountability, you can reach out to me. I do offer one-on-one coaching to assist people in transitioning to a plant-based diet and or losing weight and maintaining weight loss. I'm all about having a plan that is sustainable long-term and that works specifically well for you and your lifestyle. So if you're interested in coaching, you can reach out to me, and otherwise seek out free information. There's tons of free information on the interwebs. There's my channel and my website and my social media, of course, but there are plenty of other coaches out there that are doing different things, that are promoting a vegan or a whole food plant-based diet. So check out all the free information here on my YouTube channel and on my website and social media, as well as elsewhere on the internet. Just be wary of who you're getting your information from and who you trust and what advice to follow that will be a good fit for you and that will create not just weight loss, but weight loss that is maintainable and is done in a very healthy and sustainable way. Let me know if you have any questions or leave any comments in the comment section below. My next video will be a what I stopped doing in order to lose weight and what I did instead. So stay tuned for that. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you liked it, remember to give it a like, subscribe, and I hope you're having an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.